Alright, hello YouTube. So I'm back in the aircraft. Well, I'm fixing to get into the aircraft. We're going to fly the 182. Now, I didn't switch to the other red one. I'm using the same one. Same tail number and all that as the flights that I'm doing for NeoFly. But this is not a NeoFly flight. This is just our, as you saw in the title, it's our continuation of the Gulf Coast. So, let me see. I'll let you look at these pretty pictures of my plane while I fill up my tea. Gotta get my tea going. Let's go ahead and click on this ready to fly and get in the bird. Okay, so I am going to start with my pre-start checklist. Alright. Oh, man. First thing on the pre-flight, get the mustache hair out of your mouth. Oh, terrible. Pre-flight inspection is complete. That's the outside. Sterile cockpit procedures. Everyone is breathing. Hey, we're going on a little cruise. We're just going on a cruise. Unfortunately, this plane, this aircraft, when I pull up the tablet here, the tablet, you can show the co-pilot, but that's only on the outside. You can't see him on the inside. I could turn on this GTN 750 for this flight. Should we turn on the GTN 750 instead of the 530? I fly with the 530 all the time. Now we're going to leave it to 530. So, okay, let's put this thing away. We don't need that. Okay, let's get back to it. So, passenger briefing. Seatbelts, good to go. Circuit breakers, let's check those breakers. We'll go ahead and get the yoke out of the way. All the brake. This aircraft, they are not modeled anyway, but we're checking them. We're pretending. Okay. Electrical equipment. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Okay. Hold on. Oh, this one doesn't have a pause button. I'm gonna have to pause it the old-fashioned way. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I realized something that I didn't set right. Okay, cowl flaps are open. I never closed the cowl flaps on the last flight either. Brakes test and set. Let's see. Alright, they look good. And flight controls are free and correct. Looks good. Okay. So let's get to that starting. Prime as required. I'm going to go ahead and hit 1 notch prime. One little thing of primer. It's in lock carburetor. Heat is cold. Throttle open 1/4 inch. There we go. Prop, high RPM. And mixture to rich. Prop area is free and clear. I'm not going to open the window because he's not there. Battery on. 17 switch flicks later. Battery, come on. Don't know why that switch does that. Beacon on. Ignition switch to start. Let's go ahead and clear prop. Okay. Oil pressure check. Oil pressure looks good. Mixture, I'm going to pull the mixture down some. Alternator on, and let's see if the amp meter should go up. Boosh. There she goes. Okay. Avionics master switch to on. Get that thing booted. Radio's on and set. I'll get to that in a second. Transponder, we'll set that to standby. We'll go ahead and I realized in my last video I had all this behind the other video, the other stuff. 1200 and go to standby. Okay, we're going to be flying at okay, let's make sure our flaps are up. They are. The lever's up. And the flaps are up. Okay. Get that thing booting. Alright. That is all we need out of this one. We are going to be flying VFR. We're going to fly 3,500 feet like I usually do. I guess I could go on to the thousands. 3,500 feet. We'll get that set up. And let's see. Let's check out our radios. It was saying get the radios set. 1229. There's not much 122.9. So there's no weather radio here, so I have to do it this way. I'll pull up the METAR information for T05, which is where we're at. They're saying 140 at 5 knots. So we're gonna check. Let's select runway 12, and we're about ready to taxi here. You can see on the clock it's just after 7 a.m. It's about 7:10. Our GPS booted up. Let's go ahead and zoom in on that thing, and I will zoom out on that thing and show you what we're doing. We are going to fly out into the little area between the islands. We're going to hit that Opal, then Ascot, Padre. We're going out over the ocean more to Padre before we land at Mustang, because we don't want to get into the ILSs for these other airports. So we're going to come up here, and then we're going to go out a little further, and then we're going to land at Mustang there. So let's get that going. I still don't know how to set this to north up instead of heading up. There's got to be a way to do that, but I certainly don't know. Okay, so let's announce our taxi.
Tango 05 traffic November 2817 Echo is taxiing to runway 12.
Okay, let's make sure our altimeter is set correctly. It is. And we're going to get ready for our run up on my thing, but okay. So runway 12. I don't remember. The one good thing with the 750 is you can see your, there's no taxiway other than this one on the end. So we're just going to I'm just going to turn around over here to the right, and let's get this parking brake off. Let's click into this window and get this parking brake off. Go ahead and turn on our taxi light and our nav light, and let's get the taxi. We're just going to cut through the grass here. Of course, we want runway 12. So we are on the wrong end of the runway, but we're taking the runway, so I'm going to announce that we are going to take off, and we are departing pretty much, we'll go east, 7.
Tango 05 traffic November 2817
Turn on,
taking off runway 30 east departure.
Turn on the landing lights. Yeah, look at that. That windsock looks like it looks about right. Looks like a good morning for flying. There are some cloud layers where the ceiling's around 4,000 feet, so we're going to fly at 3,500, which is an altitude I like anyway. Now, in reality, I probably should have done my run-ups down there before I got onto the runway. We're going to do them down here. Look, here's a little spot. We'll go off here. Just in case someone else shows up. Alright, parking brake set. Seat belts are good, cabin doors are closed and latched. Flight controls free and correct. Instruments are checked and set. Fuel selector valve is on both. Fuel pump on. We're going to check the fuel pressure while we turn on the fuel pump. Fuel pressure gauge is right here. Fuel pump switch is right there. That's what I had to do when I paused it. I put a switch, the fuel pump switch, made it active on my switch panel. Let's see if it works. And the fuel pressure went up. And the fuel pressure dropped. Turned off the nav light, but they turned right back on, so that's good. Okay. Nav light's just tweaking over there. Okay, so let's go. Throttle set 1700 RPMs. I'll zoom in and move them to the center so you guys can see it. 1700, we'll get to 1700 here. And cycle the prop. Drops, goes back. And let's let it settle back in at 1700. And go one magneto. Max drop we're looking at is 175. It's less than that. Back to 2. And then to the right magneto. Looky there. And back to both. We are good there. Suction gauge check. Suction gauge looks good. It's right under the full fuel pressure. It says turn on the carb heat and check for an RPM drop. So I'll go ahead and pull this back. RPM did drop. Throttle down to idle. Alright. Then up to 1000 RPMs. And kill the carb heat. Okay, and then I'll just pull the throttle back down. Okay, let's get on this runway and get taking off, because we've already called that we were on the runway and we were ready to go. I don't think we're going to need flaps for this landing. Or landing. Well, we're going to need flaps for the landing. I don't think we're going to need flaps for this takeoff. Okay, and let's pull up that before takeoff. Radio set, autopilot's good, strobe lights are on, landing lights are on, windows are closed, trim is at takeoff, yes. Transponder set to altitude. Transponder set to altitude. PDOT heat as required. It is off. Clearance obtained and announced. I've already done that. And our takeoff, we are looking for wing flap 0 to 20. We don't need a carb heat is cold. Fuel selector is still in both. We're going to go 2400 RPMs. Power elevator will lift at 50. Climb at 70. Alright, that is what we're doing. So I'm going to go ahead and go full rich for takeoff. And we're going to hold the brakes. Let's go up to max throttle, pull the RPM back just a hair so we're not in the red. And we are rolling, and the airspeed is alive. I think that 50 knots is if you have a little bit of flaps down, so we're going to go 55 and now rotate. Okay, we are up. We have a positive rate. I'm going to tap those brakes and let's go outside, take a look. And pull up the gear. Okay, let's get back inside the aircraft so we can fly this thing. We were already starting our turn. We're going to start our turn anyway. We're going to come left. And see if we can't catch that flight path we have. Get this thing trimmed so I can let off the pressure on the nose and maintain our climb. Let's go ahead and contact Houston Center on 132.750. Lot of turning. And then it goes to 740. Oh, now it's saying 133. Oh, I'm not doing that again.
Houston Center, November 2817 Echo is type C182RG, 2 miles north of Tango 05, 2,000 feet. Request flight following.
November 2817 Echo, Houston Center. Squawk 3041.
Squawk 3041. 041.
17 Echo radar contact 3 miles north of Tango 05, 2,500 feet. Altimeter 29.85.
2985. Gotcha.
United 2384 descend and maintain flight level 290.
Okay, so let me know. I was about to.
Roger, 17 Echo.
Okay, so we're on our way up to 3,500 feet. Everything is looking good. We have locked in the nav on our autopilot. Let's clear this message out so we don't have to see that flashing at us. This whole flight's only about 80 miles. It's not a long flight. It is not a long flight at all. All right, we're at 3,500 feet. Let's go ahead. I'm going to pull the prop back a little bit, and I'm going to pull back the manifold pressure. And now let's go ahead and get that EGT set. Look for peak. It's climbing, it's climbing, it's climbing, it's climbing, it's climbing. There it is. And I'll give it a little bit more. So we're running a little bit rich. Got plenty of fuel. The amps look good. Oil temp, cylinder head temp. Everything is looking fantabulous. Fuel pressure, suction, everything is in the green. All our breakers are still set. Gear is up. And I'm going to go ahead and turn off those landing lights. All right, this you know what time it is? It's tea time. Look out here and enjoy the view. coast of Texas. We'll be flying to this Mustang airport is just outside of Corpus Christi is where we're flying to today. While I'm thinking about it, I'm going to come over into my... let's do it. No, I'm going to do it over here. I'm going to try this one. I'm going to open up. I forgot to start the recording. So I will start recording now. Because I usually forget to start the recordings, as you know if you watch my videos. Yeah, see, we should be just under all these clouds. Shouldn't be a problem. Flying pretty much north. Oh, those little islands out there, just dot, 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 dot. I was gonna say, it'd be kind of cool if you lived down on those islands until you got to the point where a hurricane come. That might not be so good. Yeah, so we're gonna just kind of stay out here between these two for this first little while. We're about what? I'd say 1.7, 1.6 miles from our turn. And let's see. Let me see if I can get this other tablet. I should get used to using this tablet. There's supposed to be a way that you can import your flight plan. Not sure how to do that. Oh, there we're making our turn.
Passing 11,500 feet, climbing flight level 230.
Let's see. Flight plan.
Air Shuttle 6076, Houston Center, altimeter 29.84, radar contact. Continue to Charlie Romeo Papa.
Can I import one? See. Oh, here we go. We are doing TO5 to Mustang Ranch. Enter. Looky there. Looky there. We're learning stuff. Alright, we are back in the center on the aircraft. And zoom out. Now we can see that the flight plan right on here as well as on our GPS. But what I like about this is let's get rid of that frame. Mustang Ranch. Show info. Oh, you got to pay for some of this stuff to get. No comms. And I can't get the weather, huh? Interesting. But yeah, normally, like if I, let's see, let's go over to one of these bigger airports, Corpus Christi over here. It'll tell you the tower frequency, all the runways. 126.8. Let's go to 126.8 on our COM 2. 126.8. Switch over to that, and let's see if we can't listen to it.
Corpus Airport information Golf 1200 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility 10. Sky condition, ceiling 1,800 feet broken. Temperature 24. 2.10. Altimeter 29.88. ILS runway 13 in use. Landing in...
Okay. So that tells us some stuff. Leave that minimized up there in case I need to bring it back down. I don't know why I would though. Pretty much everything that I would need on there I'm getting out of my GPS at this point. So that's it. 1700 broken, huh? Does look like we got some thin clouds out here down below us. But everything's looking good.
Air Shuttle 6076 climb and maintain flight level 310.
Looking good.
Climb and maintain flight level 310 Air Shuttle 6076.
And I'm gonna see if I can remember. Where am I at on this recording? We are at 27 and a half minutes. I should write that down because I forget stuff. By the time I find my pen, it'll be much beyond that. Because now I found my pen, I need to find a notebook or notepad. So we're going to go with at 28 minutes. I'm going to look for, there's a picture someone put of the inside of a 182, and you can see the pilot sitting, and you can see where the window is relative to his eye point. Because it is kind of annoying that I always have to come up. You know, this is where I feel comfortable for takeoff and landing and taxi because I can see in front of me. But look how high I am. You know, there's like a happy medium. And you got to lower way down to be able to see out under the wing and all that stuff. So, but that's pretty realistic with this aircraft. Which sometimes when you're trying to look at the ground right here, it's nice to be up a little higher. You can see the ground below you. You know, I don't nearly need to see anything far out there. Okay, so what are we at? A minute to go to our turn, 2.3 miles. Gotta get this flight done early because work day today is at the house here. I got all my supplies yesterday and I am ready to start drywall and framing. So I will be working in the house today. It's supposed to get up to 91 degrees, so I got to get started early. I got to get this flight done and get my butt in there, eat me some eggs. Here we go. 5 seconds to turn. 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Just getting away from those wispy clouds. As long as we stay out of this stuff up in here, you know, we don't want to get into these thicker clouds. We got about 15 minutes on this heading, 13 minutes. Does look like we're going to get into some of that stuff. According to my information about this airport, it looks like the elevation said it was at 4. 4 feet of elevation. This one was saying when I loaded it was 060 at 6 knots. The 5-mile visual, and they're using runway 12. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. We'll use 12, which is kind of the direction we took off, same direction we'll be landing. So I'm going to have to overfly the runway and then turn around and come back. Sounds good. I forgot I refilled my tea. It was very hot. Let's go ahead and go. Let's go.
Contact Corpus approach on 120 decimal niner.
120 decimal niner.
120 decimal niner 17 echo. Goodbye.
Tune that 120 decimal 9 and contact them.
Corpus approach November 2817 echo 3,500 feet.
November 2817 Echo Corpus approach altimeter 29er decimal 85 radar contact continue.
Alrighty. I gotta put a button over here for that, but yeah, what I was about to say when we got talked to, I'm gonna come down to 2,500 because I don't want to get I don't want to get us in trouble with this weather. I did that in my last flight. I ended up all in the clouds. No real rush. Like I said, I just want to get below these heavier clouds. Then if you look, I'll go ahead and pull this back down. So we're heading out this way, and then when we get to here, we're going to take a left heading up into here. But the runway, I don't know if this thing shows you. Oh yeah, so that's better than the GPS because I can't see that. So we'll overfly it, and then we'll turn this way, and then turn around and come back and land on runway 12. So that is the plan. Yeah, I think this is going to work out nicely. I think we're going to get right underneath these clouds, and we'll be able to head back over. Our throttle back up some. Probably can go a little bit richer because we are lower now. The sun's glaring off those clouds, isn't it? Kelly's probably glad that she's not on this flight because she doesn't like being over water. Of course, if I go to the outside view, see, she's not here now, but if I go to the outside view, spin around, there you go. Button. I think I I don't have that button assigned to anything. Yeah, a little cloudy over here. Little cloudy over here. Not bad though. We're able to stay under it. What do we got? 8 more minutes till our turn. Now's the time you want to go to the kitchen, get you some tea, get you some coffee, come back. I'll be time to turn. I remembered to start the recording, so that's a step ahead. Maybe we'll be able to get a good landing. Man, I greased my last landing. Grass field, couldn't find it. I did have to cheat. Go back and watch my last video, Neoflight episode 8. Which should be releasing while I'm recording this. Well, I should be right about the time we're landing, because it should be releasing at 8 o'clock my time today. So this video, I don't know when I'm going to release this video. I sometimes, I'll get them stacked up, these videos, because I fly or drive this truck stim every day that I don't work. So Monday through Friday, I get up, come out here while Kelly's still in bed, and I either drive or I fly. So I have a video for today, which is Tuesday. I have a video already for tomorrow, which is Wednesday, and that's a truck stim video. And now I'll have this video, and it's only Tuesday, so I'm gonna fly or drive tomorrow and Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Of course, Friday, either Thursday or Friday. Lately it's been Thursday. I've been recording my Monday truck stim video just to make sure nothing weird happens on Friday and then I don't have an opportunity to do it. But I'm kind of weird about, I want to have everything in order. I don't like having, like right now I'm going to land at this Mustang airport. What is it? KMUS, I think. I don't know. KRAS. Man, I wasn't even close. KRAS, Mustang Beach. And then if all of a sudden, then I played my Neofly video and I'm taking off from, well, that's not a continue. If I had it out of order and all of a sudden I'm taking off from a different airport on this group. We got another message here. Let's see what this message says. Approaching VNAV profile. I don't have a VNAV profile put in. We can check though. Let's see if it has a procedure for this airport we're going to. Oh, I can use this for this stuff now. Select an approach. Oh, there is an RNAV approach. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do all that. We're just gonna get out of here. We don't need to have an approach set up. We're just gonna do this visually. Do it the old-fashioned way. Now, Kelly doesn't like flying over water, but I made a living out of flying over water back in my Navy days. For those of you that don't know, I flew in P-3 Orions, tracked submarines. Back in the Cold War days, back when the Soviet Union was still very active with submarine activity all around the world. And we were on top of them, making sure we knew where they were. Exciting times, very interesting job. I love the job, I love flying. I liked some aspects of the Navy. But I had kids, and I did not like the separation from my kids. I mean, it's tough being separated from your wife too, but when you're gone for 7 months while your kid is 2, a lot of things change. And when I got back, I told the story before, but when I got back from Spain after 7 months, Travis was 2 years old when I was gone, and he didn't know who I was. He didn't know who I was. My dad was holding him when I got back, and they met me at the base, and he went to hand me Travis, and Travis just shied away and grabbed, like, who is this guy that's trying to grab me? And I decided that day I would not be going through that with another child. Jason was born just before I got out of the Navy, so the all the childbirth and all that was covered, so I didn't have any bills. I think it cost us $12 for one kid and $17 for the other, because they charged us for the meals that my ex, even if she didn't eat them, they charged for the meals, but everything else was covered. And Jason was about 7 months old, I guess. I guess he was 7 months old when I got out of the Navy. When I got out, I was on deployment though. I was deployed to Keflavik. I did about 4 months, almost 4 months of that deployment. But the family stayed in Jacksonville because I was going to be getting out, and that was after the Soviet Union collapsed. And we would go over for 2 or 3 weeks and then come back for like a week or two. It wasn't a over there the whole time thing like the other deployments. So I did, you know, I missed some stuff with Jason, but not a lot. Mostly diaper changing, stuff like that. But I made up for it when I got out. Boy, Jason was with me, took him to work. Travis was in school. They're almost 4 years apart, but once Travis started school, I took Jason with me to work and everything, and yeah, made up for lost time. Had a great time with my boys when they were growing up, coaching them in soccer and baseball and football, and met a lot of really great kids and had a great time. Good stuff. Had I stayed in, I'd be getting a check right now, because it's long enough ago that I would be retired and be making money. But I will trade all that money as I did for all those memories and all that great time spent with my boys. You couldn't pay me enough to say 125.4. We will change that right here, 125.4, and I will acknowledge it.
125.417 Echo. Goodbye.
Yes, man, this knob takes a lot to get it to change. Switch over, and we'll contact them.
Corpus approach November 2817 Echo, 2,500 feet.
November 2817 Echo, Corpus approach altimeter 29.88 radar contact. Continue.
All right, thank you. I'm about to ditch her anyway, because we are getting close. Let's pull this up and get our nearest airport list. And we are looking for, yeah, KRAS. Look at that right there on the top. 1229 is the traffic. That's convenient. But before we do that, let's go ahead and we are going to go back, and let's cancel flight following. We don't need her anymore.
Corpus approach 17 Echo, cancel flight following.
She's going to tell us to squawk 1200.
Echo, Corpus approach cancellation received. Squawk 1200. Frequency change approved.
Now we'll pull up that Mustang Ranch. Mustang Ranch. I think that's something totally different, and that's in Las Vegas. Select our runway. We want runway 12. full stop landing we're going to do, and we'll go ahead and let them know we're out here.
Kilo Romeo Alpha Sierra traffic November 2817 Echo 11 miles south, 2,500 feet inbound to land runway 12.
We are going to go ahead and come right on down to 1,000 feet. Nice easy descent. 500 feet per minute. We got plenty of time to get down there. We're only dropping 1,500 feet. We got 4 minutes till we get there, so. I'm going to go ahead and click on the landing lights. And we're going to go ahead and do our first flat notch of flaps. Take a look. See that the flaps, yep, flaps did come down. So we're in good shape. I'm going to close this thing. We don't need it. Kind of freaks me out that it's up there. Yeah, and it said we only have a 5-mile visibility on my METAR that I had. One last T-brake. Yeah, watch another guy who does Neofly, and well, he did. His videos are all a year old, but when you do the replays, especially the way I'm doing it today, sometimes when you go from after you landed and say go back to this, it will crash. It'll crash the airplane, and he forgot to get out of Neofly before he did that. And in Neofly, if you crash your airplane, you lose it. And it was a big old twin engine. I think it had like 6 or 9 seats. He was all excited about getting it, and he lost it. Yeah, he could do like I did. I cheated and used that software where I gave myself a bunch of money, and that's how I bought this 182 for Neofly. He could do that, but he's flying a Piper Arrow, I think, and he's digging it. So. He got himself in the same trouble I got myself in not that long ago, and he got himself into some icing. Had to come down and descend, and he's flying over the mountains up in Washington State. Very nerve-wracking. Very nerve-wracking. All right, we are at 3.5 miles from our airport. Leveling off here at 1,000 feet. That should bleed off some more speed. Go ahead and put down the gear. Yeah, we'll go ahead and put down the gear. And I'm going to announce our position. I always forget. It's 1, yeah.
Kilo Romeo Alpha Sierra traffic November 2817 Echo 3 miles south, 1,000 feet inbound to land runway 12.
Okay, we are inside the white arc. When I say that, if you're not sure, the white arc on the airspeed indicator is this white line on the inside. We're inside of that. If you look down at our flap lever, you can see that means we can go down into our other flap settings. So I'm going to go 1 more notch of flaps. I'm going to go full rich and full prop for landing. And I'm trying to see our runway. I'm guessing it might be right here. Could be this little tail. Could be this over here. I am not sure. We'll see when we get over there. Yeah, look, there it is. There it is. go, wrong way. Scooch over a little bit, and when I look down we can see it a little easier. We're doing good, we're holding 80 knots. We are right at 1,000 feet. So we're 996. There's a big runway 12 sign right there. Runway 12. That is our runway. Let's get up in the seat here. We're gonna go a little further this way. That's as close as you can zoom in on that. We'll get a little further out there. We're almost going to just be able to turn right all the way till we're to our runway heading, because the angle I'm flying away. But I'm going to announce we're going to do a little bit of downwind.
Kilo Romeo Alpha Sierra Traffic November 2817 Echo is on downwind runway 12.
So I pulled my heading bug to runway heading right here. And now we'll switch to heading mode on the autopilot, and that will turn us to the left, and we'll be going opposite direction of the runway, get a little further out, close that. But we're pretty far that I don't even know if I can see it at this point. About 2.5 miles out now, so let's go ahead and turn base, and then it'll be final right after. So base is 6, final is 2.
Kilo Romeo Alpha Sierra Traffic November.
And I'll just use that heading bug.
Echo is on base runway 12.
Get a little higher in the seat. See if we can see it. Get a little lower in the seat. Yeah, can't really see the runway. Oh, there we go. Is this it over here? That's probably the airport. Let's turn final.
Kilo Romeo Alpha Sierra Traffic November 2817 Echo is on final runway 12 to land.
Gonna go full flaps. Pull those flaps down. Give her a little more throttle. And we're going to go ahead. Well, this says the airport's way to our left. Let's kill the autopilot and see if we can't find this runway. See, to me, I think it's right there. I think it's right here. Because I know it was right by that water. Oh shoot, it's right here. Look at it, it's right here. Man, it says 3 miles of visibility. It's 1.5 miles till I can see the freaking runway. So we've got gears down, flaps down, landing lights are on, full rich. We are looking good for this landing. Still a little high, I feel like. we can fix that. We can certainly fix that. Coming in a little steep, but airspeed's looking good though. A little bit of bump over these trees. Go ahead and get some of this throttle out. Get centered up a little. Yeah, we do have a little bit of crosswind going on here. And we'll pull the flaps up. Is this taxiway right here? Sure enough, get on those brakes. Take this taxiway right here. Oh, a little bit of toe braking. And we'll announce clear runway. Should be 2, I think. Oh no, 1 at this one because there's no.
Kilo Romeo Alpha Sierra traffic November 2817 Echo is clear of the runway.
And we'll go ahead and pull up here. It didn't look too bad. Looks like they want us to park way down here. And it is silly, I know. They have people to march through you. I think it's cool though. I think it's funny. I don't use the pushback very often. I probably should have at T05 because we were in the grass, but I'm gonna go ahead and kill the taxi lights too so I don't blind this guy. Blinded by the light. Alright, let's get the parking brake set. We're good to go. Turn off the strobes, which this thing doesn't even have strobes. Nav lights off. Avionics off. Alternator off. We'll pull back the mixture. Let the engine shut down. That guy uses his Jedi speed and nukes himself out of there. Turn off the magnetos a while. We'll go ahead and pull the prop back and shut off the battery. We will put our static elements on. Go outside. Yep, there we go. There we go. We are all buttoned up. So, all right. Thanks for watching. I'm going to go ahead and throw some replays of the landing, assuming I can do that. I did try to replay it, so if there was an inset from behind the plane when I landed, then it worked. So the bad part is I got to turn those static elements back off because sometimes it leaves the chocks on when I'm doing the replay. So I might have to turn all that stuff off because we don't want to see the replay with that stuff on. Anyway, stick around for the replays if you feel up to it, and if not, I'll see you on the next one. Peace!